August 1945. The first nuclear bombs were used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan would surrender after this, bringing an end to the Second World War. These explosions would awaken something in the ocean, as the only amount of force able to awaken it had been released twice. Several ships would report seeing the giant reptilian in the middle of the ocean. Other ships would just go missing without a trace. President Truman would quickly set up a secret search team to find this creature and to destroy it or capture it. After days of searching and several ships going missing, a cover-up would begin to the disappearances and the creature's existence. In 1950, several ships would be completely destroyed around the Japanese islands, and several citizens of Tokyo would report some roars in the distance. It would rise from the ocean onto the mainland of Japan, beginning to wreak havoc on the Japanese. American forces would have the horrible job of protecting the monster, but it was no use as it was too strong. The Air Force would work around the clock to put down the beast, but there was no point as it was immune. North Korea would take the opportunity to invade South Korea, taking it over really quickly, and the UN would focus on stopping the beast, causing South Korea to lose support, causing it to fall into the hands of the communists. And since the US had decided the giant lizard that can level cities would be more of a threat, North Korea would just take it. But this surprise invasion would cause several to theorize that the monster was created by the communists or the Russians. After the creature was done destroying Tokyo, it would retreat to the ocean and would be fired on by every warship and submarine in the Pacific. They'd attempt to nuke the monster several times in the ocean, but it would only make it stronger, and after moving along the east coast of Japan, it would enter the Sea of Japan. It would attack the Soviet city of Vladivostok, destroying the theory that it was made by the Soviets, uniting the world against this monster. The navies of the world would work on harassing the monster, which would see several ships sunk and destroyed. The monster would finally disappear into the deep Pacific, and the great minds of the world would work day and night to find out how to kill it before it would reappear again. The monster would begin to be heard along the East Coast, causing a mass evacuation of California, Oregon, and Washington, fearing that the monster was about to attack the West Coast. The International Alliance would reappear, with Canadians, NATO members, and the United States, along with Soviet naval support, would begin harassing the beast along the West Coast, which would see the complete destruction of the international navies. The U.S. and NATO troops would try to use regular missiles and tanks on the monster with little effect. It was to a point where famed scientist Daisuke Tsuruizawa had finished his superweapon, the oxygen destroyer. After the destruction of LA and the deaths of several soldiers and pilots, the monster would be lured into the ocean and a suicide mission would be devised to destroy it. Divers would place the weapon on the beast and completely dissolving both them and the monster, killing it once and for all, leaving its bones sitting at the bottom of the ocean. The International Alliance would finally declare victory over the monster. The people of the world would be shocked at the monster's destruction. Several religious figures would begin to claim it was Satan's creature, as others would claim Godzilla to be a religious figure himself. Several more sightings of creatures in the ocean would come in. Some would say they see dragons, and others would say they see giant butterflies in the middle of the Pacific. The UN would create a monster defense team to create weapons to defend. The Cold War would be stopped as the threat of the monsters was far too great, and the world was united against the monsters. Anyways, guys, that's going to be enough for video today. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of my content, hit the subscribe button. And if you want me to do a scenario you want to suggest, or you want to ask me questions about this one, please leave a comment, as I do read them, and yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all for today. Bye.